Guys, welcome back to another steamy episode. Ooh, that's so steamy. When was that term used for the first time? I feel like that's like an erotic term. Yeah, it got real steamy. They're like, why? I don't know. I was just steaming, and we called 911. All right, guys, welcome back. This is the Empty Stomach, Full Cup of Coffee podcast with your boy, me. That is true. It's the morning. This is the first time I've ever done. God, can you talk yet? That's people in the morning. Don't talk to me before my coffee. They're like, why? Because I have no personality unless I can talk about coffee. First time I've done a podcast in the morning, and I kind of like it. It's just, I love the morning. The older I get, the morning is getting pretty hot to me. The nighttime is cool when you're younger. I feel like the day, you can look at the day like a type of woman, and your age dictates how you see those women. And for, the morning's just a responsible hour that's it's always showing up on time. It's you can't just throw on shit, or attitude wise, you can't just throw on shit because it'll push back a little bit. The afternoon is just some skank who's steamy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But I'm just trying to get at the nighttime being some rambunctious chick that you're into. You like the fucking wild night chicks. Guess what? Old Matty bag of dicks is digging the mornings. I love waking up. I swear to God, I go to bed excited to wake up and drink coffee. And just have that hour where you're just fucking... just fucking fighter jet through the morning with your attitude. I love it. Like right now, what a good time of day. You got the sun coming in the window. I'm not crashing yet because my coffee crashes. It's just the caffeine being like, that's when the cool people leave the party. And you're just like, this fucking sucks. That is it. When the caffeine... Yay! Woo! 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 That point in the night where you're like, yeah. See, why do I keep bringing it back to nighttime? Well, guess what? That metaphor makes sense for this. So, did I just do a metaphor in a metaphor? Am I just Matty metaphors? Coffee crash, a.k.a. the hot chicks and cool people leave the party, and then you're there with the fucking boring. You guys want to order pizza? Not really. I want to see why the cool people left. I love it now, though. It's great. I feel good waking up, ripping some Joe, listening to the ambiance, the noises of the morning. I don't know how it is. You don't hear this when you live in a house, but when you live in an apartment building, you get really used to hearing other people's day. And I feel like if I'm going to hear anybody's day, I think the morning is the best one to listen to. Why do I always get paranoid, that I didn't start this podcast? Yeah, we're going. Am I going to cut that out? No, because I'm not going to find this point of the podcast to cut it out because no one listens to it. Yeah, I don't know. Just waking up, I was just going to do the podcast, hear people, you just hear the bowl. You hear the spoon hitting the bowl in other people's apartments. You're eating cereal, you fucking 6-year-old. What adults are still eating cereal? Like, let's be honest. Saliva Check. For the people listening, if you watch this on my YouTube, every couple episodes you'll get lucky and there'll be a bubble of spit on the corner and or on my lip that just is surfing the whole podcast. And not a fan of it. It looks kind of gross, and it's very hard to pay attention. Side note, I had a professor in college, nice guy, but anytime he spoke, there would be a string of spit from his upper lip that would start to like catch with his bottom lip, and he'd be talking, and I'm like, I cannot pay attention because it looks like you have a saliva rubber band just playing on your fucking lip. And I'm like, you ever see somebody when that's happening, and in their defense, you don't know, but in the moment you're like, how do you not feel that? How do you not feel that that spit just chilling on your lip? Like, why don't we have more nerves? I always talk about nerves in the clit and dick. Like, there's 8 billion nerves in your penis. You're like, can we, like, take some and put them on my mouth and nose so I can feel when there's a fucking booger just, like, chilling? Cool. Did we just purposely, like, did God just get real fucking, did he evaluate? Jesus Christ. Didn't have my coffee yet. Did he value engineer our face in the nerve department? Jesus. Hey, Lord. You think anyone started a... Why am I getting real religious? I'm not religious at all, but it's funny just to be like referring to Jesus. Hey, Lord, can you help me out? Some sarcastic guy who saw Jesus way back then. Well, if it isn't the Lord... Some drunk dudes just... Dude, I just know how it is because, like, back then he's like, I'm doing this now. And it's like, that's how I feel. Not like, I'm not acting like I'm some messiah, but like, when you claim to be something different around your peers, they're all just like, wow, look at you. They're just mocking you because you're not doing what they do. So I just imagine, like, back in the day, Jesus walks by and some fucking drunk dude's like, well, if it isn't the Lord... Our Savior's here, and he just stepped in a pile of dog shit. He's like, God damn it. He's like, just because I'm the Lord doesn't mean I can't make mistakes. All right, maybe your dad will help your foot out and not have it smell like ass. I don't know. Fucking adults eating cereal. Come on, people. What are you doing? What are you doing with the cereal bowl noises in the morning? Tink. When you hear that, they're like, that's like the end of a fucking commercial. It's either the end or the start of a cereal commercial where I hear that and I go, I want cereal. Tricks. It's not just for kids. And some bully's like, yeah, no, it is. No, it's not. No, it's for sure fucking for kids. What if that person... I felt that. I felt the spit just now. Too many people in the lip spit party had to bounce. had to be the bouncer for the spit on my lip. All right, it's getting crowded. Get out. No, it would be funny if that guy... My neighbor is just eating out of like a huge cartoon bowl with remember the bowls with the straw built in? You're like, are you that disgusting? Are you that disgusting where you need a straw built into the bowl? Like, that's oddly more disgusting than people just picking up the bowl and... Dude, when people do... that's fucking... I think drinking this milk is disgusting. I'm sorry. I text some girl once, and I was like, do you drink the milk? She was talking about cereal. I don't know why we're talking. That's how well I'm doing in dating, where I'm like, so do you like cereal? She's like, I guess. I'm like, do you drink the milk? And she's like, you suck. And I'm like, how about dinner? She's like, no. Sorry, that was me burping. Drinking the milk's fucking gross. Ugh. Yeah, she was like, yeah, like, obviously. And I'm like, no, just warm ass milk. Milk's supposed to be cold. I don't even drink milk because not even for the reason people are like, what are you drinking, like baby's food? And I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking eat the baby's food, then the baby. Don't tell me what I can and can't do with my mouth. That's what a hooker said to her dad. Don't tell me what goes in and out of this mouth. All right, Lord. All right, Savior. Wow, it's Jesus walking by with his Lord robe that I'm pretty sure I have the same one of. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't fuck with milk. This is gross. I don't know. It's weird because on paper you're like, it's flavored milk of a thing I just ate, so you'd think I'd like both. It's like a melted milkshake, but yeah, for some reason I ain't down with that. I'm not down with that. So another noise I hear in the morning is people's teapots. Just a distant. You're like, can you get your water? Although, in their defense, is the teapot alarm not the most just like overreaction for any cooking device alarm for like what it is? You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh no, the thing that can't burn is freak. You know what I'm saying? Like with a stove, alarm goes off. You're like, better take my food out before it overcooks or burns my house down. You know, microwave is second to that because it's like, oh, I guess it's the timer went off for something that'll just inevitably get cool that I can just reheat up. So you're like, all right, but it's not annoying. You know, like how come even a kitchen timer, like a stove, is just like fucking, you get one beep and they're like, all right, come and get it or fucking ruin dinner. And so it's like they kind of put it back on you. How come a teapot's just like, hey? You're like, what's going to happen if I don't get you? Nothing. Literally nothing. I just hit this and thought someone was knocking on my door. That would have been embarrassing. That would have been so embarrassing. I'm trying to enjoy my cereal and boiling teapot, and you're kind of yelling and you're ruining my morning noise environment, so can you stop? I'm somebody's morning noise right now. I wonder who it is. If it's the cereal guy, he goes, I hear the teapot and a podcaster. If it's the teapot guy, he goes, I hear a podcaster and a cereal guy. And I see how that works. See, I get to think from all angles. There's a world, and I'm putting myself in everyone's shoes. Hey, boiling water. Oh no, what if I don't get you? In an hour, the water will be gone. Maybe, probably like 2 hours, and you'll just annoy everyone else trying to enjoy their day. Ooh, what are you going to make? Tea, which is equally fucking bitchy. The noise a teapot makes is the same noise, or like vibe, a person who drinks tea has when they watch like the news. Uh-oh. Mark's done. We got to take him away before he's making an issue out of nothing again. Do you have teapot? Are you a teapot person? Because I feel like coffee people just go. That's how lame like tea is. Like it takes a while, and then the thing bitches when you don't get it for the water. Then you got to put it in again, let it stew or steep. Yeah, you got to let it steep for another 45 minutes. What? That sounds awful. And then you sip it, and then you act like the pot did throughout the whole day. You just overreact to things. Everyone acts like tea is this calming thing. I'm like, well, you're still annoying, though. So, coffee people are like, I understand coffee pots, but like, people will like stop a pot of coffee being made to drink the coffee. That's how good, that's how awesome it is. They're like, that's like a half a cup. You're like, well, how about this? I'll fucking drink the half a cup, absorb that awesome caffeine, and then I will, you know, let the rest happen, or I'll just put my mouth under it and let that shit drip in my mouth or ass. I love when people are like, English breakfast tea has as much caffeine as coffee does. I'm like, you're a pussy fart. That's the lamest shit on earth. You dumb asshole. English breakfast tea has more, if not more caffeine as coffee. You're like, you're such a douchebag. I will murder you. Get your fucking boring fact out of my face. That's equivalent to people being like, soccer's actually the most popular sport in the world. You're like, that's still kind of gay. So lick my ball sack with your fucking boring stat. That's like true, but also, yeah, no one cares about it. Now, I said gay there, but you guys need to chill the fuck out. I got the police coming. This is me talking to the people from the future who are just rifling through this like fucking tremors. That's the people. That's cancel culture people going through old podcasts like the fucking tremors in the ground. They just pop up and grab someone and you're done. And just fucking hole, and they're like, "Where'd fucking Joe go?" Yeah, he got canceled. Why? I don't know. They were eating some of his old shit and found something. Cancel culture is wild. Ooh, Ellen, speaking of that, Ellen's getting in trouble. I don't know why, and I kind of want to know like what the exact thing is, but I'm pretty sure it's not a huge deal. I was going to say more about that cancel or the coffee shit. Fuck. Ellen. Hey, computer. Maybe work. I'm going to type this while looking at you. Watch. I'm going to say, why is Ellen getting fired? Ah, shit. I think I fucked up. No, I didn't. Bueno. Mi nombre es bueno. I think I said my number is good. Why is Ellen getting? Well, my computer loads because it's a piece of shit. Toxic work environment. You work for Ellen, you fucking pieces of shit. I love how like they're just taking an attitude of a boss everywhere, and now because it's Ellen, like she's getting in trouble for it, which that is hilarious. That is so fucking hilarious to me, how these people whose job is literally not hard. Ellen yelled at me. Oh, you mean your boss yelled at you? Like anybody who has like a normal fucking job that sucks has a boss that makes Ellen look like Ellen. You know what I'm saying? She said the coffee I got her wasn't good and I got triggered. So what? I'm going to get her fired. What? Oh, my boss, Ellen says, Ellen's mantra is for her talk shows to say, be kind. You're like, yeah, look at your boss in front of their clients that give them money and then look at your boss when they talk to you. You're like, why are we, like, everything about all this cancel shit just blows my mind because we're all, deep down when we're home and looking at this shit, we all know it's such bullshit. But when we put on our real world masks and go outside, some of them fucking just like, God, they take it so fucking far. One time she yelled at me and I didn't like it and she was angry. You're like, oh, the woman who's the show's riding on her fucking shoulders, you dumb asshole loser. No, what's funny is like her staff is the one to do that. What pieces of shit. It's so funny to me. I don't know. Like everybody who's watching this, I've had a job. Like your boss is rude to you and you're just like, yeah, he's a dick. We all talk shit about him in the fucking, or her, whatever. We talk shit about them at lunch, and then you go back to work. That's what you do. What's this, like, mindset of just I'm going to literally start a revolt at my office because my boss is rude. You're like, no, what's weird is like, I kind of hope she ends her show and then these people try to get jobs elsewhere. And then those bosses are like, oh, you're the person that started the shit because your superior was giving you shit sometimes, maybe. Yeah, I'm not going to hire you. Put them in that corner because then you can't lawsuit it where you're like, they didn't give me the job because then the boss is like, I hired somebody else. I don't know. Although they'll probably find a way to like bully themselves into getting fucking hired somewhere too. But Jesus Christ, people. Know what that reminds me of is when I was in high school and my football coach in high school was the scariest guy. I respect the shit out of him. And what you learned was like, that guy is in charge. He is dealing with stress beyond what we deal with, because it's all on him. When he fucks up, it's on him, so on and so forth. Scary guy, but an awesome guy. When he was happy, we were all happy. Hey, good day. We're having fun. And mid-practice, you fuck up, he called you out. And you were put in a position that was uncomfortable. But you know what you learned in that position, people, was, oh, I'm not going to do this again because that was awkward. And I'm going to learn from this and go forward and not fucking make stupid mistakes again. And, as humiliating as it was, you learn shit, right? So I graduated the year after me graduated, and the year when I was a senior, I think they were sophomores, they didn't like him yelling at them, and they got their parents together and basically like, I don't think he got fired, but he was like encouraged into retirement like that right away. And you're just like, maybe, if I don't know the whole story, I'm going to sound like I'm coming from the assumption they were complete bitches, but I'm pretty sure they were because I thought they did that for another coach as well. But let's assume they did. They basically like bitched and complained because the guy was fucking yelling. And I'm like, first off, you guys sucked. I would be yelling too. He came off 2 good-ass years. We went to the playoffs. I'm still living in the high school shit. No, I'm not. But I have a funny story about someone who was. It's a fucking football coach, and if you're not doing good, you're gonna get yelled at. Like, what world are you? It was these like kids who were like wealthier and just came from this like their parents. They were always in like they weren't in the town leagues. They were in like the AAU, is it called, where like you pay to be in those leagues, where it's all rich kids and their coaches are just like doing this. He wants to start. He wants to be the starter. I'm good. You can play. So then when you get into a mixture of like, oh, this is not that, they got yelled at and got all bitchy. But and I'm pretty sure they did that to the baseball coach that year too, where they were just like, they got a little taste of it in football and literally got like the baseball coach fired for some shit. And you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And it's this shit with fucking Ellen. These little bitch ass pieces of shit need to get smacked. Maybe that's what it's going to be. Like, remember, you hear how your grandpa was always hard on your fucking dad or whatever. Like they're just that tough. And then your dad kind of softened up and then we're kind of like a little softer. I'm like, is this that difference that we're seeing now? But I'm like, these are our peers. So I don't know why they're being, I don't fucking know. Somebody goes, I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors when it comes to the show's brand. Oh, you mean TV? You fucking idiot. What person? Old fucking Jerry Gullible. I thought that was how it was. Oh, you thought that's how it was? Well, I'm sorry, Jerry. But you're fucking wrong. Gets punched in the face by Ellen and Ronald McDonald. That's the guy who eats at McDonald's. Goes, Ronald said it's good. Why am I getting fat? I don't know, because you're a dumb fuck. Jesus Christ, dude. Poor Ellen. I don't know. know what's funny is like, oh, you get these fucking comics too. Again, they just this is the river. The river's going this way, and the river is saying she's bad, get her fired, blah blah blah. So many comics just get their little fucking bitch ass little raft and get in that river and just go with the flow. Nobody wants to stop and be like, but I don't want to go that way because it's not right. But they go, but it's everyone's going that way, so let's just hop on and make a bad tweet and talk about it and try to get the people who are in the river to be like, yay, and then you get a little praise in that moment and you get some fucking notifications going off and your dick gets hard or your pussy gets wet because people are finally paying attention to your tweets. But it's like, not many people want to be the rock that is chucked into the water and starts to disrupt the flow. This is getting poetic, but... And it's like, I'm just sick of all the shit that comes up where it's like, no one knows why it started going that way, but enough people were like, yeah, I don't like this, and then it starts going, and then you have other comics being like, yeah, you know, hashtag fire Ellen or cancel. You're like, Jesus Christ. If you're starting to cancel fucking lesbian TV show hosts that fucking give away gifts and plane tickets, and you're like, you guys are running out of shit to cancel. Y'all need to fucking go back to your huddle and fucking come back out with a better game plan, because you're starting to see a little kink in the armor. You do a few more of these bad cancels, I think they're going to get canceled by the common sense police. Hey, yeah, you guys can't cancel chairs. They're like just trying to... I have a whole theory, sorry. My theory is that fucking people, you know... They like, going back to like that Twitter thing, it's like there's a point where people want to go viral for being outraged. Like they want to be... The way you want to be the go viral for like a new TikTok dance, or you know, they want to like find the new. People want to be like in the forefront of finding the new thing to be outraged at, or like be early on in it, so they're like one of the main things. And it's like, with that attitude, I feel like you're searching like the critter. Just like eating up garbage, spitting it out. Nah, that's not good. They're looking for shit, and a lot of the times they're like, it's a reach for the things that they're like getting mad at. Let's chop this down. You're mad at a boss for being rude. Good luck in life. Seriously. Like, good luck maneuvering through life, because you're not going to be allowed to be pissed off at everything, and one day you're just going to have to take it off the fucking chin and deal with it, because, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's so easy to complain. People just take the beatings. You learn more and then you fucking leave. Like, and call me crazy, why don't these people just quit? If they don't like it, just fucking quit. Are they? I don't, you know. Who the fuck? It's funny, because then when you feel like, you know, when you feel like there's no faith in humanity, you're in a parking garage at a Trader Joe's and you see an old man named Alfie playing the flute in his car, and you're like... I saw an old man in his car playing a flute in a parking garage, and I was just like, what the fuck? Is this a prank show right now? Prank shows are about to become just somebody doing something so nice that you're like, that's not normal for us right now. Is that guy doing nice stuff? And then there's like, and he throws it at you. Fuck you. And their cameras come out. You thought I was for real. And you're like, oh, fuck. You got me. This week on You Thought Things Were Normal. Two people just like shaking hands like, how you doing? And like, everyone's like, blah, blah. Like one of those European prank shows where you're like, who's getting pranked? They're so like weird. You remember those like on Facebook? They're like not talking. It's all like, it's like fucking vaudeville with the music background. This guy's like doing this shit, and then he gets in a porta potty and someone pisses on him. He pops out and scares him. I'm like, yeah, they got scared, but you just got pissed on. Like, who's getting pranked here? This is such a weird situation. My dude Alfie, yeah, so I put on my story on Instagram. Feel free to check it out. It's probably gone now. It definitely is gone now. But I pulled in and I heard flute, like a flute playing. I heard flutes. I don't know, flute was like swan. There's a bunch of swan. Is it swans? Flute? Like geese. You know, okay, you guys will get what I'm saying. It's like the one where you say and it covers the ground for a lot of shit. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And by the grace of God, I pulled up and I was like, first thing I'm like, oh, this has to go on Instagram story, because when do you see a man playing a flute in a car? It was like one of those old, let me paint a picture. I parked on P2 it's not Trader Joe's parking garage, but is within the strip mall. And it was one of those like older BMW or Mercedes from like the 80s that are like kind of cool looking still. They're not like where BMW and Mercedes try to get all curvy and cool. They're still kind of boxy looking. Do you know what I'm talking about? So he's in there, window down, just white long hair. Looked like a fucking Einstein if he did more weed. You know what I'm saying? More like kind of mellowed features, but kind of Einstein-y still. And he was just blasting the flute. Like good, too. It wasn't like just some fucking psycho like, hey. Sounded like that teapot from earlier. But what am I trying to get at? It was just fucking, sorry, just like, you ever like stop and think like, I'm talking right now. Anyways, he was blasting the flute, and I was just like, this is, as much as like I wanted to find the humor in it, I just did a story, and I was like, the fuck's going on? And then I went up, I saw it, he had his eyes shut, and I was like, this guy is awesome, because he's just like, cars are coming and going. It wasn't that busy, but regardless, people are coming and going. And he's just playing the fucking flute. And then I was like, I hope he's there when I come back, because I was going to try to do a better video. And then, walked downstairs, got my fucking eye wipes, because my eyelids have dry skin. That's a disgusting story that I'd prefer not to tell. I went to my eyes get irritated. I went to the optometrist, and they were like, yeah, you gotta like get these wipes for your eyes. It's so disgusting. You have to wipe your eyes, and then you have to wipe your fucking pussy fat. It's getting up. Your vagina is coughing, and then it's getting in your eyes. That's gross. Anyways, what am I getting at? Fucking dude's playing the flute, come back down, do a story. He's like, hey, you caught me. And then I was like, I'm not making fun of you. And I stopped. I was like, you're good, man. It's funny. And then we had a good conversation. And you're like, these are the people that I like fantasize about, just like when I'm too scared to talk to somebody, and then I never do. And then you do, and you're like, you're the person I wish that person was, so we'd have a good conversation. This guy tells me, he goes, every interaction with people, I try to learn something, and he asked me a question about stand-up where he goes, what would you tell somebody who's just a year in for advice? And I was like, dude, like that's a deep question, which I completely botched. And I was like, don't be scared of being bad. And he's just like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. He didn't say that, but just his look on his face. And I was like, this is embarrassing. But yeah, when you feel like people are just trash, and then you meet a guy like that, you're like, all right, there are normal people out there, and it's just these fucking psychos who are just doing it for, they're just doing it for the publicity of it. That's always weird. Like you're like, what are those people who get outraged at dumb shit? Like, what do you do at home? Like, what is your home like? They're just like 8 teapots going off, and they're screaming at them like, shut up! Shut up! I just envision, you're like, at what point do you just like deal with things not going in your favor? Rather than bitch, moaning, and complaining, people, sometimes just stay in the pocket. I always tell myself that, where I'm like, when shit's not going good or work's annoying, I feel like you have one of those days you're like, did I even get anything done? Like, the fuck was that? Or when comedy was sucking, or, anything. When shit's just not going your way, I always tell myself, just stay in the pocket. That's what they say to a quarterback you stay in the pocket and hope, as shitty as your receiver situation is and nothing's looking good, if you just stay in the pocket, one opens up, you throw the pass, he's good. But in that moment, the shit's closing in on you, and you have to stay confident and just be willing to just get fucking pummeled sometimes. And I think a lot of people are too scared to do that for whatever reason. I don't know why. And I think a lot of it's just weird when they reach for the to get offended. But that's the world we live in. So, guys, I think that's a good time to stop. I want to go. My coffee, the caffeine's starting to pack its shit and get the fuck out of my body. And I want to go eat some fucking food. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, enjoy that spit that just flew out of my mouth. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.